Welcome to Jerking Around, a podcast that makes you feel better about yourself because we're a mess just like you.
And Crystal makes fun of me the whole time.
And it's great, and it's real.
Welcome to Jerking Around.
Yeah. What a week we had, guys.
Yeah, we had
oh my gosh. Tisha's looking homeless today and worried about it. I think it looks great.
I just couldn't bring myself to get ready.
She did her Blake Lively hair today. I like it with the side part.
Well, I watched it last night when we got home finally for the first time after like a week. And then I fell asleep with it wet, so it wasn't savable today. So I just had to kind of
go with it.
So
yeah, we were out of town last week. We were at a cheer competition in Dallas it's called Nca.
It's a big one.
With our daughters. So we're not as funny today. There's kind of a traumatic weekend. So we're just trying to be raw, not in a dirty way, and vulnerable.
She's always raw, but
yeah. Can't even go
raw,
there.
I'm picturing like meat slapping.
Ew.
Like, like raw meat. Like
no. Oh my gosh. No, no. So anyways, we weren't going to be funny, but that means Tisha's just going to be dirty.
No.
Raw dogging it.
Gross.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. That means like
without?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so we were at NCA. We had a pretty good weekend to start. We got on the flight and Tisha started crying before we even took off. So that was a sign that the weekend wasn't starting. We literally are pulling out of the gate and I look at her and she starts crying and she said, I don't want to die like this. I go, we're on the ground. We hadn't even taken off yet.
Well, yeah, I like to look out the window and Crystal likes to sit at the window. And so we started backing up and I couldn't look out the window and I had like a
panic?
Yeah, like a panic moment and I just couldn't get myself together. I don't know
what's wrong. So she started crying and I go, what are you doing? I go, we haven't even taken off yet. I don't want to die like this. I go, either do I. Like, no one does. But we're on the ground.
Yeah.
So then mid-flight, she cried too.
No. Okay, so mid-flight.
Oh, my God. I said, there's a fighter jet that just went by us.
So if anyone has been watching the news, there was a plane that had a bomb threat like a couple weeks ago, and it had to have two fighter jets escort it.
But what were the fighter jets going to do?
Right. So
no, I'm being serious. When I saw it on the news, like, okay, there's a bomb threat, so the plane blows up. Are the fighter jets going to save it?
I don't know why they have them there.
Right, though? Like, it doesn't make sense.
I think, you know what I honestly think they have it there is if it tries to fly into a building and do something to somebody else,
they're going to shoot it down.
Yes.
Oh, God, that's exactly why.
Awful.
Yeah.
So we're on. So I see this story, and then a week later.
No, like 2 days. It was
2
quite
days
after.
later. We're on a plane, and so we're up in the air. I finally calmed down after the takeoff, and Crystal goes. She looks out the window, which she shouldn't even be sitting by the window.
I can't sit in the middle. My boobs are too big, and it's like, oh, the titty lady. She can't close her arms.
So we're sitting there, and she looks out the window, and sure as shit, she looks at me and she goes, "Oh, there's a fighter jet below us." So I go, "Are you serious?"
No. Are you serious?
No. I go, "Are you serious?" Because I thought she was
she started crying instantly.
And she goes, "Yeah, I'm serious." And I go, "What?" And I just started crying because I thought there was a bomb threat and they hadn't told us. And there was fighter jets accompanying us. And I was like, I freaked out.
I couldn't even believe it. It was so much crying. And then you cried about something else when we got into town.
No.
Yeah, you did.
At the concert.
Oh, we went to the concert. We went to the best concert. Elevation Worship.
Yeah.
We took our kids. It was unbelievable. It was super cool.
We found out they were performing. We've been wanting to take the kids. We found out they were performing the day before we were supposed to go there for the cheer. So we came in a day early to go to the concert and took the girls, and it was really cool.
It was amazing. His voice was insane. Seeing so many people worship and like so openly. Oh my God. Then Tisha.
I forgot all this stuff happened. I need counseling after this weekend. I can't even remember
Tisha,
everything.
Like sometimes remember you guys have heard how she wears her bra outside of her clothes, wears a corset. Like she tries to like go edgy, like, Melissa, you're cute.
Yeah,
like
I do
she's
try to
doing
go
it
edgy.
right.
Yeah.
So sometimes she's like, everyone's not seeing it, but I am.
Yeah.
Because I am Carrie Bradshaw.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna see this style. And like sometimes you nail it. Like
yeah.
So it's not
I feel like I nail it more often
I agree.
than not.
It's not like it's never working and you keep trying.
No, but sometimes it's a miss, and this was a miss. So we get to the concert, and we're like, oh, we want to grab
I gotta show.
merchandise first before we go in to the concert, because the girls had like t-shirts on. They wanted to buy sweatshirts because it was cold. So we get there, we go right in line. Well, the line's moving quickly and I can't decide between a few options. And so I can't decide between a few options. We get to the front and everything is like very neutral, like the style, like very neutral. Well, then there's this one sweatshirt that is like very bright and almost like there's homemade patches.
Homemade patches. Like I'm gonna have Tyler have to show it in the clip.
And
I'm
it
gonna
says
send it to
praise
him.
the Lord in patches.
Every letter is a different patch.
Yes.
Bright colors.
And
We're
then
talking
there's elevation
blue.
worship patches down the sleeves. So I see it, and it was kind of like
Melissa, you gotta see.
Show Melissa.
It's so much.
But it was kind of like I was like, oh, that's really cute.
Melissa
I know.
could pull it
I'm
off.
gonna give it to Melissa because
Yeah,
it would look
you
cute
can
on
pull
her.
it off.
So it's so bright and colorful in person. So I see it hanging
We
on the
all
mannequin.
were like, I was like, go for it.
Thank you. So I see it on the mannequin, and I'm like, or on the like thing, and I'm like, that's so cute. So I just picked this shirt. It's like $70. So we get it. We go to our seats, and I put it on, and I look down, and it's not looking right. It's like I look weird. I look like it doesn't, and everyone's like,
It doesn't go with your like vibe.
it was weird.
You're more like
like I'm not
calmer.
that edgy.
You're not edgy. So in the middle of the concert, we see another guy. I see another guy wearing it, and he has the edge.
So everybody has the sweatshirts on, or shirts, but no one has the one that I picked on because it's the weird one. So then we're sitting there in the middle of it, and it's during the sermon because it's all a concert, but then there's like a sermon in the middle.
And he's like a preacher. Like,
yes.
Like Ashley from our church, Ashley Woldridge at CCV. He's like a modern preacher. Like not as...
This was like, stand up, sit down.
Like,
he was yelling at us.
The Lord! You know, like more like, we're not as used to that. So I was like, oh boy.
He wanted us to listen, and we weren't listening.
No.
And so we're in like the front too.
Yeah.
Like close.
Way too
so
close.
he can like see us, I feel like. So Crystal all of a sudden leans over and goes, hey, that guy has your sweatshirt on. I look over, and there's the one guy in the place that looks like he might blow the place up. Like, it was like a Unabomber. And I was like, and I'm going, am I in the same sweatshirt?
I think you almost cried again.
Yeah, I did. So then I kept looking.
I go, CT.
So then I became obsessed with
No,
looking.
obsessed.
Obsessed with looking
Just
at
making
this
eye
guy.
contact with the
couldn't
guy.
stop, but then we caught eyes, and then he was staring at me, and it was so weird. It was just the weirdest
So I'm like,
thing.
stop looking at him. The guy's preaching. You know when you're supposed to be quiet and you want to laugh? So all of us are...
We were laughing so hard,
Oh,
and people
it
were
was
getting
so
mad because they
embarrassing.
were like trying to get
and
saved.
he's like, the Lord, don't follow your heart.
know.
And I was like, you followed your heart to buy the sweatshirt, and now you got a thing going with the guy.
It's funnier when it happened. Like, I
Yeah,
wish
the
we
story
could.
sucks.
I know. It was so funny
It was
because
so
we
funny.
were crying and
Yeah.
like laughing so hard, and everyone was getting so mad around us because it was like a serious moment.
Yeah. But the concert was amazing.
It was unbelievable.
It was so cool to see so many people singing those songs. The performance was amazing. It was really the high of the weekend.
And I feel like when you're in like a room with so many people worshiping God, the Holy Spirit, you can feel like his presence, and you just could feel like God. And it was like, it overcame you.
You know when
So I
you
did
like
cry.
I was texting my family, I was like, people need to experience this. Like
Yeah.
it was an experience. And like part of the cool part was when we were singing, you know, I am not a big like raise my hand or like a double raise.
Yeah.
Like some people can double. I'm not like a double. The most I'll do is like an elbow raise.
Yeah.
Like I'll do the elbow raise
Yeah.
with my eyes closed. I do close my eyes a lot and I
like to
dance a
close
lot.
my eyes.
But I'm not that. And what was so cool to me is our kids are very involved in our church, and they are like full arm, sometimes a double arm, like worshiping. So at certain points I look over, I got my half hold. Tisha had like a half hold.
Yeah.
And we look at all of our kids are like fully
Yeah.
worshiping God.
And there's
like
something
so openly.
like very powerful when you see your kids, because that's all you want for your kids. To see them doing that was like, it was just a very like,
out of body.
yeah,
It was like what matters in life.
it was.
You know?
Yeah.
And then we left there and it all went to crap.
Yeah.
Literally. No, we had the best Uber driver though, and he's now a jerky. We shared it on our thing.
Yeah.
We listened to the podcast while we were driving. He's like giving us tips. We're friends with him now.
Yeah.
We're gonna text him.
Yeah.
We love him. He liked the podcast. He said
Yeah.
that we go around to, you know, we gotta stay on task.
Yeah, he was giving us some pointers.
yeah.
But he was laughing. Well, so how it started is we were in the car bantering, and he goes, you guys should have a podcast. We were like, we do have a podcast. And he's like, for real? We're like, yeah. So we put it on.
Yeah, we bantered. Well,
Yeah.
he took us to the airport. He took us home from the airport. Oh my gosh. Then this guy thought we were stealing his Uber. where it's 2 girls and 3 little young, 14-year-old girls. And he's like, "You're taking my Uber." And I'm like, "Yeah, we're an Uber stealer." Yeah. And Kennedy's like, "Yeah." I'm like,
you're yelling at the guy. It was weird though.
Yeah, so he took us home. Then we called him again.
Yeah.
It was great. We bonded. And then he did a light trick where he could change the lighting on the building. Yeah. It was exciting.
He was the best. Mm-hmm. We're not going to say his name first, protect his privacy.
Yeah.
But if he's listening, we love you. And
we're going to get you a house in Dallas. We talked about real estate.
Yeah.
But yeah, last week was a sucky week for me. I had a lot of things going on. I had a lot of like business stuff and then like cheer stuff. It was just one of those weeks. Mm-hmm. So when we went out of town, I was really excited for it. And then things just kept turning. We went to the best restaurant though, Carbone. Has anyone ever been in Dallas? Oh, it's my gosh.
They have one in like Vegas, New York,
the aura, the atmosphere, the service. And it's really not as expensive for the service.
Yeah.
Like to get good service like that, you usually have to spend $50 a plate.
It was like this big Italian guy, and he was like, "What do you want?" And I was like, "Oh, I want the plate." You know?
It was so good.
It was unbelievable.
Unbelievable. So we had that. It was great. Yeah. That was all good. And then we had the cheer comp.
Yeah. We got to talk about that.
I just don't want to get like shot because we're talking about it.
I am a little worried, but there's so many people posting about it on TikTok. I feel like we're safe-ish.
Okay. Well, telling the story. So NCA is a huge cheer competition in Dallas. Everyone who does all-star cheer or any cheer knows about NCA.
It's like the biggest national.
Besides Summit. But you got to get a bid to go to Summit. So NCA, any team can go. So it's actually bigger than Summit because Summit is more selected. That's at the end of the year.
There was something like 1,700 teams there. Each team has, 30 to 40 people?
As well as their families.
So they're saying there was over 50,000 people there.
For this competition. So in a given day, the halls, it's like the biggest convention center I've ever been to. And you can't even move in the halls. It's so full. There's like 4 big halls as well as the arena.
There's like 6, yeah.
6, and then the arena holds what, like 30,000?
Yeah.
It's like a big coliseum.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our girls performed the first day, and they did amazing. And we talk about that on here a lot. We are good friends with the owner of our daughter's cheer gym. He's also a client of ours. And I believe in everything he does. He makes my daughters, he's made them tough. He's hard on them. They go sick. They learn to never give up. They're very confident because of the program he develops. Like, I couldn't be more in awe of the program director we have for our cheer gym.
Yeah.
So they went on, they did amazing. Yeah. They performed, in cheer, it's called Hit Zero. It's like you didn't have any mistakes. Right. So it was amazing.
So it's a 3-day competition. So our girls were scheduled to go the first day and then not the second day because that's when other teams from our gym were going. And then everybody goes on the last day because that's finals.
Right.
So the first day went great.
Yeah. Like they did great. Saying. The second day, we were supposed to watch the other teams at our gym. To build community.
Yes.
So we watched the other team. They did amazing. We had a girl get injured. They put someone in. I love seeing the adversity, and they overcame it. Like, it was like a really, really, really good vibe.
Right.
We went to go get an acai bowl because that sounded good.
Right.
And our daughters usually kind of roam with their friends at those competitions because it's like all cheer. Right. Which isn't smart, really, but anyways.
They're always in groups. So, yeah, it does feel safe, but like now – in retrospect, I'm like, it's actually so unsafe and crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we were in line for an acai bowl. So how the convention center is set up, it's kind of long. There's like a hotel, then there's a long convention center with halls, and there's levels, and then there's an arena at the end. So we were in the convention center in the hall closest to the arena. And we were in line getting an acai bowl, and it's crazy. I didn't even remember that this happened until I was talking to Ben last night when we got home. But I was on the phone with my husband, and we're in line, and we're at the front.
Yeah, I was ordering peanut butter acai. Yeah. I've been waiting so long. I was so excited. Extra
so
honey.
Excited.
I was like, in a water. I didn't even get to the water.
And so we're standing there, and all of a sudden, these people start like screaming and running at us. And we're like, at first I thought a team was going on because there's a lot of famous teams there that come from all over the
like YouTube famous
the country. And we were like thinking a team was walking by and they were like fangirling. And then this lady said,
Shooter,
get in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And there was a bathroom right next to us. So we just rushed into the bathroom.
Like 40 of us in like a 4-stall bathroom. Squished. So we text the gym owner, who is our good friend too, and we had just left him. He went to go take a team to get ready. And I said, hey, we're in the bathroom. They're saying there's a shooter. We're hiding. Or we're in the bathroom. They said there's a shooter. And he texts back, hide. That's all he said.
And he was out there.
Yeah, like where we were hearing it from. So I like showed Tisha and I was like, hide. So then we're calling our husbands, like, pray for us. We're praying out loud.
Yeah.
The girls are looking at us. We have Kennedy and Hudson are two.
Yes.
My other daughter had gone back to the hotel with one of my best friends, which was great.
Yeah.
But we had each of us and our daughters. So we're in the bathroom. Every time the door's opening, you're thinking it's a shooter. Like,
because we're all just sitting in there huddling, which was horrible because
we were sitting ducks.
you're sitting ducks. You're like waiting and you just kept picturing someone opening the door and just like blasting you. And it was so weird to have that feeling because knowing that people have gone through that, it's the worst feeling in the world. So we're sitting there and it was like 10 minutes.
10 minutes. And we can hear music out there. And I was like, is that music or is that?
Like you hear sounds.
Like boom, boom, boom. But it sounded like music.
Yeah, like the bass.
That was music.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, so then it's getting quiet. There was like a girl, an attendant there, like that worked at the place. So then she kept opening the door. I'm like, why aren't they locking the door?
Right.
Like lock the door, but I looked the next day, there's no lock on it.
Right.
So, and we wanted to get in the stall, but the people in the stalls like wouldn't let us in just for more protection.
It's like every man for its own. Yeah. It was crazy.
So then we wait and then they're like, okay, they look and then they're like, go, go, go. So we all are running.
Like the security people were like, okay, now you can go.
Like
move.
It's
safe.
So in our mind, they were coming closer and they needed to move us.
Yeah.
Out of harm's way.
That's how it felt.
Like, and I didn't want to look at
get
the
out
arena.
of here. This area is no longer safe.
So I didn't want to look to the right because I was worried I would see like bodies. That's how real this was.
Yes.
And I was like, they don't want us to look. They're like, that way, that way, that way. And
so
I was
there's
thinking,
an exit right next to the bathroom that leads into the arena because now we're at the end of the convention center leading into the big arena. And so we go through there.
And I don't remember, like now we were there the next day and I don't remember even how we got, but we got behind stage and there was like curtains and they were saying,
which is so
hi.
weird because there's an exit to the left and then the stage is to the right. Instead of leading us to the left where we could just go right out, they led us to the right and led us behind the stage to hide. So that's weird.
Yeah, because I remember thinking, let's just get out.
Yeah.
But then we thought it was unsafe outside.
Yeah.
So then they're like, hide, shh, shh. So we're all shh and hiding. Then all of a sudden we hear pop, 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 pop from like a semi-automatic.
Yeah.
I don't remember much after that. I just remember everyone went, ah, and like ran. And like you're tackling people.
Like,
so you grab your daughter and you're just running. So we ran out the building.
Right.
We just kept going. And I have a really, really bad knee. I'm not allowed to run for the last 10 years.
We ran at least a mile.
We ran over a freeway. We just kept running. Because your adrenaline is like, get out of here. Like, and at any minute you think you're gonna get shot down.
Yeah.
Because that sound was so behind us, like it was so right there. And when we were running, you were like, it was like getting closer. So you're like, am I running towards it? Am I running away from it?
You don't know, you're just running.
And like, you're wondering what's happened to people behind you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's that like weird, like survival-ish.
Yeah.
But our daughters were amazing.
Yeah.
Like I'm not in good shape. Right? Like I'm not in the best shape. I work at it. Like I work out, but maybe I'm not working out as hard as I should be. So that run, like it was literally fight or flight. And I was having a really hard time keeping up.
Well, it wasn't like a jog. It was like
a sprint. So Hudson, my daughter, she's in great shape. So she's like, come on, Mom, you got it. Stay with me, Mom. Stay with me. And it was horrible because I was like feeling so bad. And then I almost was going to make a decision for her to go with you.
Yeah.
But I was so scared to let go of her hand.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'd stay with Tisha. And I think I said at one point, stay by Tisha.
Yeah.
Because you were going faster with Ken. And then I had my sweatshirt and I was like holding it and I had my purse. She was like, give me your sweatshirt. Give me your purse. Come on, Mom. Come on.
They were like dragging us.
Yeah. It was horrible.
But it was weird. When we were crouched behind in the bathroom and then when we were crouched behind the stage, I still was like telling myself, okay, it's fine. This is a precautionary. We're just hiding here until we get the okay that it's safe. This is a misunderstanding. Like you're telling yourself all these things. And then we were just like sitting there and it was still like somewhat calm. It was stressful and scary, but still somewhat like,
yeah.
And then as soon as I heard those sounds, like I will never in my entire life forget that feeling. I was like, oh my God, we're going to die.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure that people that have had near-death experiences or had cancer or had things happen where you think you might die, it changes your life in a minute. Like I was like, oh my God. And then like having my daughter there, I'm like, I can't protect her.
Yeah.
It was the worst feeling.
It was helpless, yeah.
It was a helpless, sick feeling. Mm-hmm. And then it was just like we started running. People were tripping. It was like a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, it was awful.
And like 50,000. But what was weird is when we were hiding behind the stage, it was silent. So like everyone had already left. So it was weird because
we were
it was
like
so
the last
eerie.
ones in there. Yeah,
It was
eerie.
very eerie because we were hiding, and then to hear that sound, it was weird. And then we just ran, like Crystal said. And then we didn't know what happened because, like, according to us, we survived like a mass shooting because that's what we experienced.
So for an hour, we're by like some barbed wire fence, like way out of the city. Like you can see downtown really clear from where we were. And we heard sirens for about an hour, nonstop, just sirens. So I'm like, that's ambulances, that's police. I mean, it was pretty bad.
Like, I thought hundreds of people died.
Me too.
Like, from what I experienced and heard. I was like, everyone's dead. Like,
everyone's dead.
It was like awful.
Awful.
And then reports started coming in that there was
a bar fight.
No shooting. There was a bar fight that knocked a pole over that made a loud sound that panicked everybody.
So we're just on the fence about all of it,
Right.
but I don't want to get into that part so much because we like our lives.
Yeah,
but
I don't want to get killed.
Yeah, and like, there's so much.
And I'm not saying it was a shooter, but I'm saying shots were fired.
I know the sound.
Could have been police. I'm an adult. I know what gunshots sound like. Could have been. There was a lot of other people saw. We didn't because where we were, but a lot of other people at our gym saw, like, which was cool, like random parents that were carrying concealed weapons with permits pull out and start helping and
trying to protect.
It was kind of cool in the moment.
Yeah.
Like, people were picking up random kids
and running with
random kids. Like, there was a reunification center set up because, I mean, 50,000 people to go. There's people in ICU because they were trampled. Like, it was like a movie.
Yeah,
like,
many people were injured.
People were running, screaming. Like, you didn't know what happened. A woman said she saw bloody people because they were trampled. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Like, I'll never forget it.
We stopped with like random people.
We're praying in the
once
street.
we got like a mile away, we knew we were far. So they were all crying. Everywhere you walked was people crying, hysterical. So we prayed with them. We all prayed. Then there was a random mom, hysterical, frantic, trying to get to her daughter. We hailed a car down, put her in the back of the car. Cheerleaders shoved in cars. Everybody's not with their parents.
Yeah.
It was like something you don't realize how out. Two things. People are really for themselves, but then they're really not.
Yeah.
Like, it's like when we were running, it was every man for himself to save your own life. But then once everything was calm, everybody was helping everyone. It was like we were all in this together. Like, what can we do to help?
Yeah. Well, when we were hiding, there was this girl freaking out, and her mom was scared and like trying to calm her, but the mom was so freaked out that I was like, "It's okay, honey. You're talking to random people.
Everybody. We talked to everybody.
You're just like hugging people. Like, it was like a trauma bond, you know?"
Yeah, it was. It was crazy. So we ended up finally getting back over to Maddie, who was at my other daughter who's at the hotel. But like, there was 50 cops. Then there was a bomb threat at the hotel. They had to like evacuate it, which is also like scary because we were under the overpass of the hotel when I got word that there was a bomb threat. I was worried about my kid's coach. I couldn't get a hold of him. After he texted me, hide, then I'm like, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? And he didn't get back to me. I started bawling and praying for him out loud. We were praying the Lord's Prayer out loud. We were like, please God, protect it was so.
It was like nothing I'll ever forget.
And now that whatever the reports are, what's hard is like whatever everybody experienced, even if it wasn't what we thought it was, you can't minimize what you went through because for hours we didn't know what really happened.
Right.
And like, you can't come back. Like, it's weird.
I told Ben last night, it's like if I said, hey, I cheated on you. And then like 6 hours later, I was like, just kidding. I didn't cheat on you. It's like, you can't forget how you felt.
Yeah.
Like what I experienced and what I thought was going on.
So many kids.
Oh, it's
like
traumatic.
We're adults. Like kids. You can see like in the videos.
Our kids.
Yeah. Well, now Maddie's like, I wasn't there because we keep talking about it. And she's getting annoyed. Like, I wasn't there. Because if you weren't hiding, worried about your life, it's a different feeling that you had.
It's a different feeling.
Like our coach, he got the girls in a closet and he was making chair barricade to protect them. And he went in after other kids. And like, that's a lot on him too. Like in that moment, knowing he was going to give his life to protect our kids.
Yeah.
You know?
And he's responsible for all these kids.
Yeah, it was just something.
It was something. But now reports are coming out saying that there wasn't a shooter, which is great news. No one got shot. We're so happy. But there are conflicting reports. And because your mind starts playing tricks on you, we were like, is that what we heard? And luckily there was some other people from our gym in line with us. And like they
hid with us.
And they heard it too. And she's like, no, I heard that. And because I was like, did we make that up? Because you start second guessing yourself. And then when reports are coming in saying, no, a pole fell, I'm like, well, I heard like a semi-automatic, like 6 to 10 shots. And then everything was coming out on TikTok. People were saying the exact same thing we heard, random people we've never heard with our exact same account, like that people under the stage, people near that area. And it was nice to know, like, we didn't make that up, like that actually happened, because how do hundreds of people that don't know each other have the exact same experience?
Yeah.
So we don't know what happened, but
learning from it.
Yeah.
I think it's important now, like, we're learning, like, everywhere we've gone in the last day and a half, I'm looking at exits. It's weird.
Yeah.
You don't, like, think about that, you know, but, like, where we were very trapped. There wasn't exits close by,
Right.
and now, like, we were even at a restaurant that night, and I was looking for the exit, and I was like, and luckily that wasn't as horrific as other people's experiences have been. Now I'm like, I can't even imagine what people have lived through. Like any kind of.
how do you go on without being a basket case?
Yeah. Well,
I'm there.
You're there. But yeah, anyways, so we've just been shooken up.
Yeah.
I sometimes think those things are a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
It makes you really quickly realize how stupid the things you worry about is.
Yeah.
Just like with my dad. You know, it's like, I might have been upset about A, B, and C, and now I'm like, those things are so stupid. You know, and I don't know. I couldn't wait to get home. I've never been more excited to get home.
I wanted to leave that night. I was like, I couldn't get away fast enough. It was just
So
really
the comp
weird.
went on the next day. They didn't allow people back in the hotel or the arena for about 5 hours.
Yeah.
For the bar fight.
Right.
But, like, it's weird. I just don't like when things don't make sense. It drives me crazy. We saw a video of the fight. It was nothing. So it's just confusing to us. I'm sure there's other people that it's confusing to,
Right.
but it was quite an experience. So going back there the next day was very hard to, like, trust your kid in this scenario. There wasn't, like, metal detectors. And, like, sometimes maybe you get annoyed at that stuff, but now I'm more grateful for it.
Oh.
They did have signs up that said, don't bring your firearm into the convention.
I'm all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was good that they had
I'm
that.
glad they had so many signs up.
Yeah, they had signs. They did have armed guards and
had a lot of
armed
police there,
officers,
which was nice.
That did make me feel more safe.
Yeah.
And our girls did amazing.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people that were in the area brought their guns too.
Everybody had their guns the next day.
So that was reassuring too. I felt
Everybody
like.
had their guns the
Yeah.
next day. But they had the signs telling you not to.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the sign said don't bring them. But I was like, if it was a fight, why wasn't there no fighting signs? You know? It's fine. But
Supposedly it was over nachos too. That's the funniest thing.
I'm all,
Two
no
grown men-
nachos allowed.
Yeah, there is this nacho line that everyone waits really
I
long
want the
for.
nachos so bad.
So I don't know if the nachos started
the
the
day
fight.
before we were walking, you said Kyle got the nachos last year. They do look really good. So
Maybe somebody took the wrong bite. You
Yeah,
know, the good
exactly.
bite that everyone's mad about.
Yeah.
Like, don't take the good bite.
sometimes
you know?
that happens when I'm at a table and someone takes it. And
Yeah,
I do
you're
want
like,
to
that's
throw
the
down.
good bite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
do want to throw down over that.
What happens is that these things, they're long days and parents drink.
Yeah.
Maybe to get through it. I don't know. So I do think
can't
adults
relate.
can
Yeah.
get kind of like mouthy when you're all drinking and you're in tight quarters.
Yeah.
So that would be a lesson learned. Like maybe, you know, don't drink at those things. And then maybe,
Well, and don't drink at them so you can be of sound mind if an emergency
you're right.
happens. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I
if I
can't
would have been
imagine.
drunk there, I wouldn't have been able to
Yeah.
think and react so quickly.
yeah, it was just an eye-opening experience. So then we had to fly home. So we were like, oh my gosh, you know, we
Well,
wanted
the
to
next
get
day
home
we
so
went
bad.
back, and that was hard. But then the girls won. So
The
that
girls
was
won.
nice.
They did amazing. They overcame. Kids are relentless. People always say that, but they did amazing. And then they won, which was really cool. But then we flew home, and then our flight was horrible. So I was like, okay, God, just make it quick.
Well, it was.
I thought we were done.
Well, we get to the airport, and it's like sunniest day of the world. Like, couldn't be better weather. Birds.
Well, and I just
chirping.
made fun of you about your
Yeah,
flight. Like, I
birds-
think it's
yeah.
dumb. I'm a little scared, but not like her.
No, birds were chirping in the Uber. Not sure what happened in the 2 hours we were at the
I
airport.
noticed it before we got on the plane. It was like totally gloomy. And
Really?
Yeah. You were just doing your.
I was in a dark place. I was like really shooken up from the event. Like
Yeah.
I'm still not okay.
No,
I
we're
feel
not.
Like
That's why you look like this today.
I might never recover.
No, you're gonna.
No, I know.
Yes, because
But-
God, other people have.
Right. But it's like you're very
Shooken up.
shooken up.
Yeah.
So we get to the airport, and then so we go to get on the plane, and then all of a sudden it's raining. Because you know when you're in the airport you don't see. So like now it's fully a storm. Now I'm back to the story from last week.
Yeah, she was about to cry. Oh, I think she did cry when she saw it raining.
Yeah, I was offering Crystal to drive us. No.
Yeah, she wanted to get off the plane because of the phalange.
Yeah.
And then we take off, and then so she always looks for a fire in the wing, and all of a sudden outside looks orange, and I was like, that doesn't
Because
look
it was
right.
foggy, and then the red light was going, so it was like you know in fog how it makes the light spread? So it was like bright orange out the window.
Like,
and I go, is that a fire? Like,
I was all, no.
Yeah, and then you thought it was
a fire.
Yeah. It looked like
And then the wings were like, and it was like, that might be because the engine's down. It's now sideways. So then we were going sideways.
No.
Like we'd go this side and we'd go that side. And I kept picturing the wing going down and then like spinning.
it was the worst turbulence I've ever been on.
And like, I try to learn more about flying because I think you're scared because you don't know.
Yeah, the information.
And when we reach 13,000 feet, it dings for you to use your electronics. And like, that's a good sign. A pilot taught me that. So he's like, when you hit the ding, that means it's a good sign. So there was no ding.
There was no ding.
There was not a ding
years.
for like 20 minutes. I go, Trisha, who's with us, who is amazing. She was saying the Lord's Prayer with us, and we'll have her on one day to tell her story. But we're saying the Lord's Prayer out loud.
Her husband's a pilot.
Yeah, I'm like, can you ask him why there's no ding?
Yeah, you're
Please
all,
ask
text him.
There's no ding. Why isn't there a ding? It's been like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Because the plane couldn't get there. Like, it was.
No, we were this way. We were this
girls
way.
behind
it wasn't
us
just like this.
We're
It was
like, oh God, please.
The plane was
like
doing
crying.
this, so you thought it was going to flip over and lose control.
Yes.
Like I've never had a plane sideways and then this sideways. It was awful.
Awful.
I was just praying so hard. I was like, this is it. I'm like, I survived a mass shooting to go down on a plane. It was like my two worst fears. Like,
you're crying again.
I know.
So I kept sending her this lady trying to make her laugh, but I didn't laugh. I was saying the Lord's Prayer.
You got to show the lady. So then in the middle of my panic, she shows me this picture. And I thought it was like a foreign film. See what Melissa, what do you think? What do you think that says?
She's far away.
Amioke.
It's M-I-O-K with the girl crying. Yeah.
I thought it was like a foreign film, Amioke. So I'm like, why is she showing me a foreign film with Amioke? What the hell does Amioke mean?
No, it's M-I-O-K. You're not. You're not okay.
Not okay.
I go, this has been you for days.
And I'm all, Amioke, I thought like amor, like
Yeah.
I'm amor, Amioke.
Now you know what my brain's like.
Yeah.
I can't ever see things.
So I'm going, Amioke? What the hell's Amioke?
Oh,
and this lady's
it was
crying.
awful.
Oh, it's just something.
So
my
we're home
nerves
now.
were so shot after that trip though. I got home and I was just like, I need a Xanax.
Yeah.
I might.
The sad thing is, though, is that people have been through this and worse. And, like, how do you move forward from that?
Yeah.
Like, we're so lucky that there wasn't a mass casualty situation, like what we thought happened.
Right. Thank God.
People did get hurt, but I don't think it was what we thought it was initially. So how do you move on? Like, how, even people like soldiers, how do you move on?
I see how people have PTSD.
Like, because even loud noises, the whole next day, everybody
Yes.
was just very.
Or when people would cheer, it sounded that sound of when they were freaking out and running. So it like brings you back to that moment. At every moment that something similar happens, you are transported back to that moment.
Yeah.
And it is like, it jolts your nervous system.
Yeah.
To like a.
That's where you feel like your nerves are out.
Yes.
Like you feel like your adrenaline.
Yeah, like I feel like I'm constantly on edge where any little thing, you know?
And it was so weird. I ran because I don't run. Maybe you know Melissa. You clearly work out, but
Yeah, Melissa's all.
Oh, I gotta tell. They said to me too. So is that rude to say? The thing. So my chest was burning for 2 days. Like I was coughing up things from my lungs that I didn't know was there.
Yeah.
Like when you run outside, how your chest burns.
Yeah.
I've
had that for a really hard CrossFit workout. Like the rest of the day,
It was burning to breathe.
You know?
I've been coughing for 3 days.
Yeah.
Because I exerted my lungs so much.
Yeah.
That it was something so weird. And I did learn I need to be in better shape. You guys heard it here first.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like that I couldn't keep up with my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know how people say, and this sounds horrible, but they're always like, I'm in, like Stephanie Mallory, one of my good friends who is Joe Fitness, she always says, I want to be in good shape for my kids. And I'm like, I love that.
Yeah.
But I'm never I could hang with I can pick them up, I can do things. But that moment was no. I couldn't run ahead of her.
Right.
I couldn't put her over my shoulder.
Right. Like
I was really out of breath.
Yeah.
Like it was scary.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So I was telling a few people about that after. And someone I know said to me, God has a weird way of teaching us things. And I was like, after my near-death experience, I already felt like an idiot. And I was all telling him, and then I was just like, I got to keep up. And he's like, yeah, God has a weird way of telling us things. And I was all, took a turn, I was like, it's not bad.
Like, no, you're fine.
You know how you lie to yourself? Like, I can zip my jeans. They might be tight, and I might be 12 sizes bigger than I was 5 years ago. Well, 10. I keep acting like it's baby weight, but my kids are 15. So it's it's getting weird. But in that moment, I almost died and I let myself go and I knew it. There was no questioning it anymore.
Yeah.
And I had egg whites today. So
good job.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm going to work out hard.
No.
I got the weighted vest. I've been scared to order it.
Well, I was I
Oh, it
was
was so
running, and
bad.
I feel like I work out pretty hard, but sometimes. But I was having a hard time as keeping up with my daughter as well. So I do feel like I did feel very
Weak.
mortal in that moment. Like, you think you're gonna have this like
Yeah.
freakish strength.
I had the
and be
freakish
able
strength
to run. No.
for the first half mile. I couldn't keep up. It was to a point where I was going to have to tell Hudson to go.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't breathe. And it was horrible. But, like, God has a weird way. So then I carried these chips with me. We all lie to ourselves and tell ourselves that these things aren't that bad. Well, it's that bad.
Yeah.
Like, I got to make a change. So I carried these. I love those pop chips,
Popcorners,
Popcorners
they are
or whatever.
good.
They're so good. The kettle corn.
I like the white cheddar.
I
but
like
yeah.
the white cheddar, but the airport only had, and I told myself that this is a better option than Doritos.
It is a better option.
But it was like $12 in the airport. So I brought it to the hotel with me. And we're getting back on the plane. I got the pop chips still.
a week later, she's got the same unopened
They
bag
weren't
of
opened
chips.
yet. Well, I didn't want to throw them out. They were $12.
I'm like, oh my God, throw these chips away or eat them. Why haven't you eaten them for a week?
Because we were going out to eat all the
Yeah.
time. I had no appetite
Yeah.
in the room. So we
go-
take them through the airport security. They go through the thing.
I mean,
even.
these chips have been through it all. They've been through a mass shooting, like, at this point.
We can't joke about that.
I know, it's too soon.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is too soon.
Yeah.
Alleged.
Alleged pole falling.
Yeah.
They went through a pole falling bar fight.
Yes. That's what they went through.
Yes.
Yes. So Tisha then found this popcorn at the airport that was really good.
It's the Garrett's mix. It's
Yeah,
the
caramel.
It's the Chicago half
gosh.
caramel, half cheese. It's so good.
So we each bought a $12 bag. That's when I hadn't learned yet.
I was disgusting yesterday. I just was so shooken up. I was eating everything. I was like, I don't care. I was so gross, I was like, it was just gross.
It was gross. I feel same.
disgusting.
Yeah, I agree. It was like reactionary instead of
Yeah.
like,
Well, I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I don't gamble.
Yeah, you do.
Not on my phone though. Nothing I could do yesterday. So
Oh,
I could
gamble
eat.
on my phone to calm my mind down.
Yeah, so
it's free.
I could eat.
Yeah.
I could eat.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that's what I was doing.
Yeah. So I was joining her because So then we go to get to the thing and we bought all these snacks for the plane because when I'm nervous on the plane, I eat. I feel like this is an intervention right now.
Kinda.
Like, when you see yourself
Yeah.
outside of your body?
Y'all, this is
and
wrong.
I'm all, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's happening.
So
But
we ate some of the Garrett's, and I'm like, let's throw this away. And then I'm like trying to throw her week-old bag of chips that she clearly is not going to eat away.
no, we had a full bag of Garrett's too that we didn't open yet.
Yeah.
And that, and my brownie.
Yeah.
From the,
It's so bad. And a brownie. The Garrett's and the brownie.
here's your sign.
No one needs a Garrett's and a brownie.
No, I know.
That's not, like,
It's sick.
it's wrong. Well, God, that's a weird way. So then, Crystal's
we
like,
get
no,
to the
I'm
gate.
keeping it. So she puts it in this, like, bag
I was
to
all
carry.
excited. Yeah, the brownie was really good.
Yeah. So we walk clear to the other side of the airport to our gate. And then we go to the bathroom, we get out of the bathroom, and we're at the gate. And she goes, where's the bag of all the snacks? And I go, did you leave in the bathroom? She goes, no, I think I left it at the restaurant, which is across the airport.
It was really far. So Tisha says.
So I said, well, God has a weird way of showing us things. Like the same thing. I'm going to say that forever now. It's like really
it's
funny.
awful. And she's right, though. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
we started laughing.
So maybe the best thing to come out of this experience, honestly,
Is your health.
because I'm having an out-of-body experience hearing
Yeah.
how disgusting I sound out loud. Like, no, not disgusting, but like I'm making bad choices.
Yeah.
It's like if I was an alcoholic. Like,
Yeah.
so years ago, you used to eat healthy. It was like the normal thing, like eat clean,
Yeah.
right? We did paleo. Then we did macros, I'm sure everybody knows about macros. And macros is great because you can, if it fits in your macros, you can fit it.
Macros brings awareness to macronutrients of
Carbs, protein, and fat.
And like I do think a lot of people don't know that they're eating so much carbs or so much fat. It does bring awareness to eating more protein.
And it helps heal your good food, bad food mentality. Heal.
Right. It's like moderation. You can have
Yes.
this bad food
Yes.
in moderation.
Yes.
But where it's bad is you become so obsessed with counting everything, which is weird.
Right. That was bad. But what
Yeah.
it did for me that was bad, there's some good for it too. Because my mom wouldn't let me eat a lot of things as a kid. So when I eat them, I don't stop because I'm worried I'll never get one again.
Yeah.
So I got to eat 12 brownies because my mom won't let me have another one for a month.
Yeah.
So I've learned to eat like that. Like you just eat as much as you can when
Yeah.
it's in front of you.
Yeah.
Or if I'm eating bad, I'm going to eat it all because I'm
Yeah.
eating bad today.
Yeah, like I'm doing bad, so I'm just going to throw it all away.
Yeah, so that's a problem. It's all a problem.
Yeah.
But so when I do macros, I can have it. Just it like helps me realize how much I'm having.
Right.
But where it's bad is it let me reintroduce these foods that I stopped eating for years. Like
Brownies.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I ever stopped eating brownies.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't eat like pasta. And now I will.
Yeah.
You know, like I would get a salad and have a bite of pasta. That's just normal.
Right.
Whereas now it's like I order the fried chicken sandwich, which I would never eat a fried chicken sandwich. I would eat like a bite. You know what I mean? Like it would be more healthy.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So I feel like that's where I'm realizing is like I've reintroduced a lot of foods. Like, oh my gosh, my friend, one of my best friends and I, the other one, we realized one day that everyone that drinks real soda is skinny. Have you ever noticed that? For real though. Like, seriously. Like my sister-in-law, Stephanie, with a lot of kids, is so skinny.
Yeah.
She always drinks her real Dr. Pepper.
Right.
Like every day.
Yeah.
Like even Kyle, my husband, like he drinks a Route 44 soda every single day and has a soda for night. So Jen and I thought, let's.
This is so stupid. I already know where it's going. It's so stupid.
We were drinking all the diet sodas. And we said, let's start drinking real soda. You know, because everyone that drinks real soda is skinny.
Yeah.
So we're like, that's it. This is the new plan.
Yeah.
And like, we just started drinking real soda.
Yeah.
And we're like, now we're like them.
Yeah.
And it didn't work.
No.
We gained like 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Because we drank the real soda
Yeah.
and then ate everything we were eating still.
Right. I think the fake soda is horrible because of the
aspartame and all that.
Yeah, like the cancer-causing chemicals. But the real soda is bad because that has like the sugar, which is bad.
It's just stressful, you know? I do feel like years ago, it used to be like, just don't eat as much or stop when you're full or make better choices.
Yeah.
That's kind of what dieting was.
Everyone I feel like I know that's skinny just makes better choices.
Or healthy. We should probably get away from that word, you know?
Oh, skinny. Yeah, skinny, but a healthy way of
Healthy.
skinny. Yeah, healthy.
Yeah. Healthy.
Everyone knows that's healthy. Is making better choices.
See, my mom always like had us on a diet. I love her. She doesn't listen that often. But my mom was very into fitness and very into, at our house was like a protein bar and rice and chicken. So like just as a kid, I always wanted like goldfish or like those cosmic brownies. Or so I would go to my friends' houses and they'd be like, let's play outside. And I'd be like in their pantry. And it's weird. Like
how my kids are at your house.
So many kids are like that at my house.
They're like, Bear comes out of Crystal's house, his pockets are full. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, nothing. He's got Gushers and like those like Rolos. I don't even know. I'm like, I've never even seen these foods for 20 years.
My pantry's killer.
Like Star Crunch. I don't even know they make these things.
No, oatmeal cream pies.
Yeah.
I do.
But like they come out and they're like, and I'm like, wait a minute. No, put that back. Kyle's like, hey, Tisha, you gotta tell Kennedy she can't steal sodas from us anymore. She was like stealing, like fighting Hudson for like 12 sodas.
She was taking like 12 sodas. I don't mind take one soda.
Yeah, she was
but
trying
she
to
was
take,
putting them in her pockets too.
Yeah.
A lot of kids do it at my house.
We don't buy real sodas at our house.
Maddie's guy friends who are in high school, we came home once. My mom was over there with them all. We walk in, 4 boys are in our pantry. Just going to town.
It's like it's like Disneyland there.
Yeah, all my cheerleaders like your pantry. But I do that because Kyle's mom always had that stuff. And they're all pretty like normal in the head.
Yeah.
With food. You know, there's no good or bad. They just eat. They stop when they're full. If they want to get healthy, they're like, I'll just make better choices for a week and I lose 20 pounds. Like, they're all very like, but they're all, fitness is a part of all their lives.
Yeah.
Because Bonnie, my mother-in-law, always modeled it. Like, she wakes up early, works out every day.
Bonnie does work out a lot.
She's a very like good, natural, great person. So I loved it about Kyle that his mom ate pasta because my mom only ate lettuce. So I always thought it was cool when other moms ate real food.
Right.
Like I remember once I went to dinner and the girl's mom was eating a cheeseburger and I thought it was the coolest thing.
Right.
Like, your mom eats cheeseburgers?
Yeah.
My mom eats lettuce.
But see, my mom didn't eat good, but she was really skinny. But she wasn't like healthy. She was eating like Taco Bell, but she just eat that for 2 days and that's it.
Yeah.
That wasn't a good thing modeled. Because I feel like that was more modeled to me, where I'm like, oh, you just eat crap, which I feel like Ben's family is so healthy.
Yeah.
And they all eat healthy, but they eat all the time. But it's like they're eating healthy foods for their nourishment and health, not to be skinny.
Yes.
Where my mom was like, I'm going to eat what I want, but I'm not going to eat for 2 days to be skinny.
Right.
It wasn't to be health. So I feel like making the focus on health, not on the outer, you know?
But the problem for me is it's like an eating problem. Like if I'm eating healthy.
Like binge eating.
Not just that. Like, but if I'm eating healthy, I'm eating so much healthy food that I'm still eating too many calories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and you can lie to yourself about health, like an acai bowl, which we're getting.
Yes.
They are healthy, right? But they're still a lot of calories.
Yes. And
like
a lot of sugar.
You know, like
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I can tell myself that's healthy, and I can be like, I'll have 2 ICL bowls because they're healthy.
Right.
That's the problem is like sometimes it's like in abundance.
Right.
I eat everything in abundance.
Totally.
Because I'm an emotional eater.
But I still think an acai bowl is better than 2 Twix bars.
Yeah.
In like what it's gonna do to your body.
Right, for sure.
You know?
Yeah. It's all just
But
confusing.
yeah, if you eat them both, you're gonna have the same weight loss effect because the calories and the sugar might be the same.
Right. It's just so confusing.
So I don't know. Yeah. I'm not a health. We should have Julia on. I feel like Melissa might know. She looks
Melissa's
great.
really doing it. Yeah. So you heard it here first. I'm not going to eat any more brownies and chips on the plane. And then I am going to work out hard on my lungs because it was bad.
Yeah. No, I was talking when we were at Carbone, I was talking to our friend's husband. And he was like, yeah, Tisha, I want you to listen to this podcast. Melissa, I think it's what we were talking about.
The parasites.
It was like some doctor, Gabby. Is that who you, I don't know. And so she was saying how parasites are being linked. And I was talking to my sister too, who's very natural. She does all these detoxes. And they were talking about how parasites are linked to like cancer and stuff and like how big it is and how like a lot of doctors, and because your cancer is your body's like attacking itself and trying to protect from the thing. So if you have a parasite, it's like your body's response to parasites is forming. And he was saying how my sister was telling me too how people are getting rid of the parasites and they're curing cancer. Like the cancer goes away. Like the cancer is the symptom of the problem, not the problem. And so many cancer treatments are attacking the cancer. They're not attacking the underlying issue that's causing the cancer. So it was just like really interesting. I'm going to do a deep dive on that so we can talk about it.
Yeah. Did you see what happened to those cancer doctors?
What? Oh, I'm getting killed for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
We got the Dallas shooting. Yeah, I'm not going to be alive. But I'm happy and I would never do anything to myself.
I bet. I'm scared sitting here now.
I know.
All right. This is it.
Okay.
Anyways.
Anything else?
I feel like
love your loved ones. I've cried more in the last week than I've cried in 10 years. Like it's whacked.
No, I just think it's like a good reminder that life is short and precious.
Yeah.
And I feel like I keep getting that reminder and maybe God keeps trying to tell me something, like besides my health. But like, I just think I'm a pretty passionate person and I get really involved in whatever I'm involved in. And sometimes like I forget, this is my own take. I forget to make the people in my life feel important. And every time this stuff happens, I'm like, I got to get out of like working. Like it's whatever. It's like coaching. It's this, it's anything. And sometimes I forget to just be with people that matter to me. So that's something I want to learn. Like we schedule everything else in our calendar, but we don't schedule time with the people that matter to us as much, right? Mm-hmm. Like for me, my calendar is booked for the next 3 months with things I have to be at, but not much of it is things I really want to be at or I choose to be at or I'm making priorities for the right things. Right. So that's my takeaway is like take control back because a lot of the things I'm so worried about don't matter.
Yeah. I don't really have a takeaway. Maybe I'm going to definitely start taking something when I fly because I'm tired of feeling like this. I'm like, I'm not going to be a better person, but I'm going to take medication. No, I'm just kidding.
Not really.
I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding, but no, mine was, I was very in the moment. I was like, what I learned is we have this false sense of security that you don't realize can be taken away at any moment. At a movie theater. Like I was booking movie theater tickets for Ben and the kids and I was picking the seats and I thought, oh, this seat's best. It's by the exit. And like, I never thought that before. So it's just like, it's really changed my way of thinking. And I just need to make sure I need to not let it make me more paranoid.
Yeah, because fear is always from the devil.
Yeah. And I'm a very paranoid person and at the end of the day, I'm like,
I'm yoke.
Not okay. I'm not
I know.
yoke.
That's what I don't like for you though, is you've got to like, fear and faith can't go hand in hand. And they say that all the time at church. Right. Like, so you have to let your faith, because we're okay. And like there was a song at the concert.
And God wants us to be here right now for a reason. Whether it's tomorrow I'm supposed to be gone or next year or next 10 years, 20, 30, whatever. Yeah.
But like in that song, in Elevation Worship, it's like, you're not done with me yet. Right. And we used to joke with my dad, I told you at the concert. Right. Daddy's not done with you yet. He's got more for you to do. Yeah. So our takeaway is there's more for us to do.
Yeah, this is my second chance. What am I going to do with it?
What are you going to do with it?
I don't know.
That's it. Good luck.
Yeah.
It's not take Xanax, though.
No, but I might. being real. Like, and if you need to, it's okay. I used to judge people. I'm not judging anymore. Maybe it's that.
Yeah, you should judge less.
Yeah.
Amy Oak.
Yeah, I'm like, you got to be tougher
Judge
than
less,
that.
Amy Oak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. You always saying that. And then when things go on, it's like, yeah, it's just hard.
It is hard.
Why is it not okay?
No, but I do want my kids to know that isn't the answer. But if you do need to take it for a minute, that's fine. For a flight.
I don't think there's anything wrong
for
with
a flight, no. I don't know. But we're like trauma bonded now. We were joking about it.
We're like, great.
Could
more.
we get any closer?
Yeah, like.
Literally, we couldn't unless you put a strap on and just.
Oh my God.
That's the only way we're
Edit.
That's the only way we're
You're
getting closer.
You're going to call tomorrow and be like, Tyler, can you take out the strap out?
Yeah, that's the only way we're getting closer. There's no closer.
I know.
Like, we've now survived everything together. I can't even believe it. It's weird.
Don't say that because I don't want to survive more.
No, I don't. But I feel like that was my daughter, too. I'm like, we survived something. She's like, shut up, Mom. You know? I'm like having a moment with her. I'm trying to hug her. You know? She's like, God.
Let's end this.
All right. It's over.
Bye.
Thanks for listening.
Welcome to Jerking Around, a podcast that makes you feel better about yourself because we're a mess just like you.
And Crystal makes fun of me the whole time.
And it's great. And it's real.